Here, you need one over there. It's nice to be able to see one. Here, you want a book too? Here you go. You're going to need one to follow along. You can move a little closer too if you want. So, now, this is what it looks like when it's finished, right? Hot off the press, just came out in September. And this is what it looks like when I start working on it, which is, this is what's called a dummy. It's a blank book. Do you ever wonder how a book was actually made? You know, they just don't appear magically on the shelf. Somebody's got to think of all the pages and what's going to go on each page, and that's done. You start off with a blank white book, and that's called a dummy. And there you sort of have to, now in this case I was really, oh thanks, yeah. This case I was really lucky because I didn't have to think of the words. Sometimes I have to think of the words too. Like for My New York, I had to write that one. And or Meet Me in the Magic Kingdom, well that was easy. We basically go through the Magic Kingdom clockwise. But in this one, my very first one, Johnny Appleseed, I didn't have to write this one either because it was a poem written by actually the youngest daughter of Charles Lindbergh, a lady, a very nice lady named Reeve Lindbergh. And
who's the aviator?
Right, the famous, you may not have studied him yet in school, but he crossed the Atlantic in an airplane nonstop. He was very famous. But getting back to Johnny Appleseed, or to Woody Guthrie, this was fun because I don't have the greatest voice, as you probably noticed when we were there introductory singing, but this is a song that even I can reach most of the notes. So that was, and it turned out that Nora Guthrie is the lady I worked with. Everyone's probably heard of Arlo. He did that song, Alice's Restaurant. And then that's her older brother. And then the middle brother is Jody. And then Nora is the little sister. And her son had the My New York book. And so when Little Brown approached her about doing a children's book with her father's song, she'd already seen this. And that was how it sort of came about. And she was very helpful and had a lot of good ideas. But you can see that the dummy is very messy. I don't waste a lot of time doing sketches in the dummy, though some people could. You could. But I spend all my time on the finished work. That's where I spend all my time drawing. And here you'll see most of the paintings are actually at a gallery in New York right now, Frank Mele Gallery. But I'm not selling this one because for every book, I have my kids do their self-portraits in oil. And so this, I mean, how can a mom sell that one, right? So in this one, it happens to be, let's see, Becky did her portrait right there, Martin did his right there, and that pink piece over here, pink is Alana's self-portrait. And this is sort of a fun page from the book. Let's find it in the book, actually.
Now, how old are they?
Oh, they're right here. Becky and Alana, and Martin's hiding right behind you. It's sort of fun to have the originals along because then you can compare how they came out with, you know, like here is this page in the book. You know, I think the color is pretty accurate. Don't you think? What do you think? Sometimes they come out a little dark, or the blues are a little wrong, or I thought this one came out pretty close. This one is sort of fun because it shows the Woody Guthrie family. There's Woody, and there's Arlo, and Jody, and Nora's wearing the yellow t-shirt, and it says Puffy on it, because that was her nickname. I mean, anyone can read the book, but if you come to one of my talks, you're going to get all the inside details on the book. And they used to live a block away from Coney Island on, let's see, actually the picture of their house is on this CD that her father wrote a lot of songs that were never recorded. And so she gave some of them to Billy Bragg, and he just recorded them recently. But this CD shows a picture of their house on Mermaid Avenue. And then they used to come over to Nathan's on Coney Island. And this also shows the steeplechase. That's Nora on the white horse, because she really loved doing that as a kid. And this one shows her mother, who was a Martha Graham dancer. And she also ran a little dance school in Brooklyn. And this one, all the people in here are neighbors and family and friends, because I always put them in the paintings. So, and this, okay, we'll get back to the book. So this book, it shows in the end papers, you can see how Woody shows his birthplace in Okemah, Oklahoma, 1912. And this shows Route 66, or the Dust Bowl Highway. He grew up in a very kind of a hard time. He was orphaned basically at a very early age, and lived with a foster family with 10 kids or something. It was just, and then they moved. This was a time when things dried up. It was called the Dust Bowl in the 1930s. It was during the Depression. It was a very hard time. And a lot of people went out to the Promised Land, which they thought of California as. And this shows the people at the border. You had to have $50 to cross the border, or they wouldn't let you in. And then on the corner, we have little bits and pieces from some of Woody's other songs. Like this one has the Dust Bowl ballads. You can see all these Post-it notes. These are the songs that I took the quotes from, and some of his writings also. And then we move on to the title page, and then we start with the song. And Nora said, be sure you put Woody in his navy blue pea jacket, because he always wore that in the winter. So we have him looking at the endless skyway in the Golden Valley. Now this one is from a photograph of Woody in front of a migrant camp out in California. I tried to use original photos as much as I could for the placement. And this one, from California to the New York Island, Woody was in the Merchant Marine in World War II. He served on 5 different ships. These 2 are the ones that were hit. One of them sunk. This was his first ship, called the William B. Travis, and it's in the song here. They call it the Willie B. That they're on all this. They're shipping all this TNT and over the waves and gone again, over the waves and gone. There's some beautiful little verses on each corner, and this one. Right up here, it shows Woody's favorite food, which is a bowl of chili. And also, just because Comet Hale-Bopp was in the sky at that time I was doing this painting, I put that in with the appropriate constellation in the background. And then we go from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. Now this one was actually done as a fundraiser for the local Westport Historical Society. Whoever bid the most got to be in the book. Usually I put people in for free, friends and neighbors, but this time it benefited the Historical Society. So this is the lady that won, and here's 18 of her family members in here. And there's also a picture of Woody, of him making a sandcastle on Coney Island Beach. And then we have our babysitters here too. And then the Diamond Desert verse. I think you're familiar with that one. And then we go through the chorus again. Now we go through the chorus a lot in this book. So I tried to make it interesting each time. And the little wooden border, this is supposed to be tramp art, which is carved from wooden cigar boxes, done by hobos or just any kind of amateur type person who wanted to create sort of folk art kind of thing. And so I tried to sort of copy a folk art border. And this shows, here we have Woody and his friend Cisco. He used to sell his songbook for 25 cents, just sitting in New York City by the subway. And Cisco is his buddy who shipped out on all 5 ships with him. And here we have, this shows the radio station. When he first went to California, he had a radio show on KFVD. And the middle panel shows his longtime manager and friend, Harold Leventhal, and his wife. And then on this side, we have Woody and his cowboy band. And I learned a lot doing this book, just trying to encompass, like when I did the My New York book, it just tried to cover one city. But this book, I'm trying to cover the 50 states, plus Alaska and Hawaii, which weren't even part of the states when he wrote the song. Now this is Nora's favorite painting. It shows their house in Okima, where Woody was born and grew up. And it shows that the dust storms are very scary to those people. Imagine if everything got very dusty for like 12 or 20 hours, and in the end, even though all the doors and windows were shut, you had to shovel the dirt out with a shovel from your house. So this shows a dust storm coming, and notice how the flocks of birds are out trying to outrace the dust storm. And this shows Woody's in the hat. He's in the straw hat right here. And his mother is gathering up the laundry, and his sister is grabbing the baby, and his father is putting the horses in the barn. That's his grandma Tanner, his mother's mother. And here we have, this shows sort of like during the 30s, we have Woody playing at a migrant camp, people packing up to move to California. Oh, and this is the Crystal Theater in Okima. See, Woody's mother had a disease called Huntington's disease, and that's eventually what Woody died of also. But it affected her mind, and she used to go to the theater all the time to sort of forget her troubles. And she really loved Charlie Chaplin, which is why I have that on the poster there, along with the Grapes of Wrath. This page shows Woody's first family. He married very young. This is his first wife and the children. And this shows the passenger train and the hobo train. This part right here is from Woody's autobiography, and where he is playing his guitar on top of a railroad car. The cars at that time were packed. You'd have between 70 or 80 people crammed into a car trying to go to a different part of the country to look for work, which is what Woody did also. And
What inspired him to write this song?
probably, we were in a lot of hard times at that time. And here we have the no trespassing verse of the song. And that's my brother right there in the center. My dog, Tippy, when I was a kid, always throwing little things there. And then here we have this is the page I brought along. And we have, this is Greenfield Village, Firestone Farm. I grew up about 10 minutes from Greenfield Village in Michigan, so I had to put that in. And we have, the Space Needle and Washington Monument, Mount Rushmore. Now this is what I call the problems page, where he's saying, in the shadow of the steeple, I saw my people. By the relief office, I seen my people. As they stood there hungry, I stood there asking, is this land made for you and me? Where he's really starting to sort of wonder. He's having some doubts here because he lived a hard life and he saw a lot of hard times.
I think that verse was usually kept out.
Yeah, that was one of the verses that is usually not included in the song.
Here.
Right. But Nora wanted to make sure that all the verses were included because there are a number of versions around. And for this one, we used Arlo's, this is Alice's Restaurant from the song. Arlo owns it now. And so we used that because we needed a church in this page. And we see, just the inner city type destruction here. And then now we go through the chorus again. Now this shows her mother in her dance costume that she wore when she was teaching in the studio in near their Brooklyn home. And we also have Pete Seeger doing the Clean Up the Hudson with the Clearwater, that campaign. And with a concert here, we have the Watts Towers in California, which are really cool. And then this is the Boston Pops doing This Land Is Your Land. And then we have, now this is sort of an interesting page because I don't know of another children's book that has 52 musicians in it. This is, we start with Woody and everyone is labeled. We start with Woody and we include some of the people that he played with or that he was alive for. Lead Belly and this is Lefty Lou that he had the radio show with in California. Here's Cisco again that he was on the 5 merchant marine ships with. And then we go over to Rambling Jack Elliott and the Weavers. There's Pete Seeger. And then we have young Arlo and Phil Oakes and Odetta and Bob Dylan and Judy Collins and the Peter, Paul, and Mary. And in the center of this panel, this is Woody writing the song in the winter in a flea bag hotel in New York City that has since been torn down. And everywhere he went, he would write constantly. I mean, the Guthrie Archives in New York City have tons of his writings, just diaries and notebooks and notebooks. And he used to write and just plaster the walls. Whatever little rented room he happened to have, he would just plaster the walls with his writings. And we have his autobiography here and his trusty typewriter that he always had. And his song book on the floor, Dust Bowl Ballads. And these are some of the titles of his other songs, like Pastures of Plenty and some of his doodlings. This is actually a drawing of Pete Seeger that he did on the far right, and right underneath Oklahoma Hills. And then on the bottom of that page, we have all the people that performed at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame at the, they had a Woody Guthrie week, tribute week, with seminars, and then it culminated in a concert. And these are all the people who performed in that concert, including like Rambling Jack Elliott. There's Pete Seeger and Bruce Springsteen and Arlo, and here's Nora and her daughter, and there's his manager. He wasn't on, well, maybe he was on stage. And we still have little quotes from his writings. Like, I like this one. It says, "I have room for one more friend, and he is every man." Yeah, it's always one of my favorites. And now remember, we just did the problems page. Now we're on to the final verse. And so for that one, we really struggled with that until I finally figured out how to do it with some help. But this is what I call the solutions page, where he says, "Nobody living can ever stop me as I go walking that freedom highway. Nobody living can ever make me turn back. This land was made for you and me." You know, I really like the way the song ends on an uplifting note. And we take the same scene, only now everyone is working to help clean up their area. And my daughter, Becky, painted the mural back here on the building. And we have Arlo and his brother Jody. Remember in the song he got arrested for littering, so of course he's taking out the garbage, right? And then Arlo's wife is here and his 3 daughters, 1, 2, 3, and that's his brother Jody, and here's his son Abe, who plays in the band with him now. And then Nora's over here with her friend and their cat person. And we have Woody is making an appearance as a sign painter, because he was actually an artist, but I don't know if any of his paintings survive really. But he did paint signs on his travels to help him when he wasn't playing a guitar in a bar to get some coins. He was working as a sign painter where he went. And then we have the fold-out page at the end. Since we cover a lot of geography in this book, Nora suggested, why don't we have a people page for this one? And so we just cover it from coast to coast with all the different things you could be doing while you're singing the song. You know, whether you're cooking in the kitchen, or you're raking leaves, or it's a choir, or you're going horseback riding. We just have all the different right on this side, we have these are all the Woody Guthrie grandchildren and great-grandchildren at a recording session. And Nora gave me a lot of photos from the scrapbooks, obviously. And here we have the water towers in Okemah. And this is his grandma Tanner's house. Yep. And 1927, Woody, that's where he wrote his name in the cement. I think that's in Okemah. You can still see it today. And here we have Route 66 was renamed, and part of it is called the Woody Guthrie Memorial Highway. That's a picture of a sign of that. Here we have my brother who likes English cars. Have to put him in his car. And this is Woody's first wife, Mary, who's still alive. And she is standing next to a large sculpture in Pampa, Texas, which is a sculpture of the words, the musical notes of the song, which I thought was kind of neat. And we have Here's Woody playing in the center here. And we have a Girl Scout troop, a local Girl Scout troop, and the Boy Scout troops where I am in Connecticut, in our town. Over here, this is my mom painting my dad's portrait with my cousin Edmund giving her some advice. And we have, this is the Folk Songs of Woody's Children on WQXR. This is a radio show that's been on for over 20 years, I think. And here we have a friend of mine with her sheepdogs singing. And also I wanted to show the Gulf Stream waters, because I didn't think a lot of kids would know what the Gulf Stream actually is. So it starts in the Gulf of Mexico, which is right down here. And then it curves around forward and it goes up to England, to the United Kingdom area. So it's actually a different color. And then on this side, Nora took some of the photographs from the archives and from her family photo albums. And we have a little story by Pete Seeger about what he thought when he first heard the song. And pictures of Woody as a baby and some of his, from his life, and a little bit about the Dust Bowl and that time period. And then we have all the words here. This is for all the music teachers in the world, right? And then the dedication. Nora dedicated it to her children, Anna and Cole. And I dedicated this book to my father, who's going to be 92 very soon. And you can come by and take a look at the dummy later if you want, get a closer look at it. But it's just, it's nice because you can switch the pages around and do all these little quotes. And when we went to our meetings, I would often take notes on the dummy pages or on the edges of the canvas. That's where a lot of my notes are written right on the canvas, so I wouldn't forget when I was doing something. And are there any questions about Woody Guthrie before I go on to My New York? The main thing I want to show you about this one is that Becky and Martin are the main characters, sitting right over there. And I lived in Manhattan for about, 8 years. I came for 10 days and stayed for almost 10 years, it seems like. And in this one, you've got to look for speed. Becky is writing a letter to Martin saying, I'm so glad you're coming to New York. I can't wait to show you. And then we go through all the things that she wants to show him. But what I wanted to show you was to look for Speedy, the orange and white cat. It's hidden in every painting. Do you need a My New York book? Maybe you could. She's going to pass out a few. Great. Because you got to look for Speedy. And I have a good clue. Speedy belongs to Grandma and Grandpa. Whenever you see a red-haired couple and a white-haired person, that's Speedy, and he's their cat. He's getting kind of old now, but he lost a lot of weight, so he's a lot perkier than he was. And so here we have, Speedy's pretty hard to find in this page. This is the flea market, 6th Avenue Flea Market. I think I bought my dishes there when I first moved to New York. I used to go there all the time. And my mom and dad are in the station wagon. And here's my dog, Tippy, again. But Speedy's hidden in there. You'll see him. You got to look. And then we go on the subway. And this is the same scene, only underground. And then we have the fold up. Now I want you to pay attention to the couple. The red-haired lady, the guy with the beard and the curly mustache, and the little girl. That's my brother Lee and his wife Karen and Bonnie in Michigan. They get elevated to main character status in this book, in the Magic Kingdom.
I almost smashed my head, Mom.
Sorry, kid. So then on the other side, we have a fold-out that shows them looking down from the 86th floor of the Empire State Building. You can see it's raining over LaGuardia Airport. You can see the QE2 is parked over here. There's the George Washington Bridge. Here's Central, there's Central Park right there. And you can see how breezy it is up there on the 86th floor. It's an open air deck. And Speedy's in there. And here's Grandma and Grandpa, the red-haired and white-haired couple. They're in there too. And I think Speedy's pretty easy to find in the zoo. If you turn the next page, we'll be at the Central Park Zoo. And, oh yeah, Speedy's pretty easy there. He's doing the obvious thing for a cat, following the food, right? Did you find Speedy?
Yep.
You did? Oh, you found him, good. All right, now turn the page and we'll go to the carousel in Central Park. He's pretty easy there, but look at the next page, FAO. He's pretty hard. Can anyone find him in FAO? Oh, Martin, you already know where he is. That's cheating. Come on, let's get somebody. Oh, actually, this is, oh, that's the Magic Kingdom. Okay, this is also the page where they did their self-portraits. Martin was 4 and Becky was 5. If you look in the lower right-hand corner, you'll see where they did, of course, Mom has this one hanging on the wall at home. But everyone on this page is somebody. Like here's, this is Mitsuo Komoto, who did the Japanese version of Johnny Appleseed. And, oh, this is a friend of mine, Duke Dillon in Chicago area, who raises Dobermans. And, oh, there's my dad with his golf club at the top of the escalator. Mom and Dad again. And, well, everyone in here is somebody. Did you find Speedy on the FAO page? Did you? Now, this one I had to do twice. Because the first time I just walked into FAO with my camera, shot everything, and it didn't go through the little brown lawyers, though. They said, nope, can't use that page. Because I had about 33 licensed characters. I had all kinds of Disney stuffed animals and Bugs Bunny. I had all kinds of, they said to reproduce a licensed character for profit, you can be sued. So I had to redo that page rather than get permission from everybody, which would have taken way past my deadline. It was easier just to do it in a generic version. So I used Becky's designs in the lower right-hand corner. Her heart people and flower people and bug people and cloud people and apple people. And I used just some of my own childhood toys. And Speedy, of course, is in there. Now, did anyone find Speedy yet?
I did.
You did?
I found him right here.
Oh, you found him there. Did you find him in the toy store? Did you find, oh yes, he found him. Okay, we found Speedy, good. All right, let's move on to, oh, Speedy's really hard to find in this one, guys. This is a big painting. Pardon?
He's in the car.
Wow, you are really good. You didn't even know that he's Grandma and Grandpa's cat, and Grandma and Grandpa are always in the station wagon, because that's the big clue. You found him too? Yeah, he's right there in the back of the station wagon. Right, and now you wonder, why is there a dog sled team in front of the Plaza Hotel? Okay, whenever you go to the Plaza, they're always shooting something. They're shooting a movie, or there's a model in front of the fountain, or something is going on at the Plaza, this part of town. Usually there may be break dancers or people performing. But in this case, I called up my brother Jake, who works in the movie business, and I said, Jake, what should I have them shoot in front of the Plaza Hotel? And he said, well, I just read some script where they transported a dog sled team is teleported from Alaska to the Plaza Hotel. I said, that's great, sounds good to me. Now, I don't think this movie was ever made, but that's why you have a dog sled team in front of the Plaza. And you also see my brother sitting on his motion control camera, which is all computerized, and it's on tracks. It rolls up and down on these big tracks that he built himself, by the way. And it shows the movie he was working on at the time on the movie marquee. They changed the name. It was the Dark Army. I think it came out as the Army of Darkness. That was a few years back. And, oh, there's various cars and people here that are friends. Oh, now we go on to the New York City Marathon. Now, this one is, well, Speedy, everyone's running, so what do you think Speedy's doing? Oh, you found him. Boy, you are really sharp. This guy really can spot that cat. Yes, he's sleeping right on top of the little telephone booth. And you can see there's Frank Muley, who's running about 24 marathons. Becky is handing him a glass of water just as they turn that corner. And then we go to Chinatown.
Is there Fred Lebo there?
Oh, well, I don't think he's in this one, actually. He should be, though. And oh, here we have Chinatown. Did you find Speedy in that one, you guys? Oh, yes. Yes, boy. He's good. Yeah, he's up there in the window, right up here. That's right. And here we have my brother Lee and Karen and Bonnie again, and my mom and dad again. And there's Rich, my other brother. We call him Jake. And then now we're going to turn the page. This is where I used to live in New York City. See the fruits? There's a fruit stand on the corner, Baby Watson, right on 8th Avenue. I used to live on 30th, right around the corner. And I used to eat so much of that Baby Watson cheesecake because I don't really cook very well. I had to put them in the book. And so there's Mario Deuto and his mother standing next to him. That's his baby picture is on every box of Baby Watson cheesecake. And this is, did you see Speedy? Oh, yes, good. You found Speedy. Yes, that's right. Good. And on the next page, if you fold it up, you'll see, not that I'm promoting graffiti, but I had all my children's classmates. I wrote their names on the board here on the construction area. And then on the other side, this is they go through the American Museum of Natural History. This is the first thing you see when you walk in the door, which is great. You haven't even bought your ticket yet. And so this one, can you find Speedy in this one, you guys? Yeah, he's not too hard in there, is he?
He's walking through the door.
Now this was supposed to be Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, but there was another problem with the balloons and getting license permission and everything. So we did get permission eventually from Ringling Brothers to have their circus, but I ended up doing a generic circus just because of the time problems. But can you find Speedy in the circus? Anyone find Speedy in the circus? Yes, he found him. All right, you found him. That's right. He's right up here. And now we have...
He's chasing the rat.
Yes, that's right. Just like a good cat should. And here we have the Intrepid Sea Air Space Museum, which really, it looks like it's going to fall over, doesn't it? I'll show you I have the dummy for that one. I just want to show you the photograph I used. Look, here's the photograph that I used to do the painting. It really does look like that, doesn't it? Now, why do you suppose it doesn't fall over? Can anyone figure out why it doesn't just topple over?
I think it's across two rocks.
Yeah, you think it's propped up somehow? Does anyone have another idea why it doesn't topple over?
Has a magnet? I know. Thingy?
No. All right, let's hear it.
There's a platform under it.
There's like a platform under it, like a big.
It's cemented to a platform.
You think it's attached to something underneath? No. Does anyone else have an idea why it doesn't fall over? Does anyone ever heard of a keel? That heavy, there's a big part of it under the water that you can't see that spreads out and stabilizes it so it doesn't fall over. Now, Speedy is really hard to find on this page.
He's on the boat.
You found him already? Where is Speedy on this one? Oh, there. Yeah, it looks like he's on the boat. He's actually on the roof of the building. And there's the SS Growler, which is a submarine you can visit next door, which I always thought that was a really fun name for a submarine. Do you see it? Do you see Speedy?
No.
He's very tiny. He's right there. See, he's on the roof of that little building by the submarine.
Yeah.
Yeah, there he is.
The brown building.
Right, and you can also see this is where the Circle Line docks on one side, which is great if you're ever in New York and it's a hot day and you have 2.5 hours and you want to cool off on the water. And then on the other side is where the QE2 docks. It's always exciting to watch that come in, sail up the Hudson.
Oh, I see him. He's right on the pole.
You found him?
Yeah.
Oh, you found him in the South Street Seaport page. Very good. Yeah, they're restoring the waiver tree. And the Pekin is already, you can visit that. And, the lady, let's see. Oh, we have a juggler over here. There's always something fun going on at South Street Seaport. And now we have the view from the Staten Island Ferry, which is, and you can see a little bit of Ellis Island. Did you find Speedy? Where is he? Yes, he's on the ferry right there. That's right. And you can see, some of the highlights of the downtown area. There's the Vietnam War. Now, guess what, guys? This is the only page that Speedy is not in, because he wasn't born yet. So we let him off the hook on this one. And then there's a little, then he's in the last page. Can you find him in the last one?
No.
Do you see? That's Martin receiving the letter. Yeah, that's right. Did anyone else see him?
Oh yeah, he's right by 2 trees.
Yes, that's right. And you notice the cows are Michigan cows. You see the map of Michigan on the side of the cows with the upper peninsula and the lower peninsula? On this cow here, the others just have the lower peninsula. My mom's from the upper peninsula. She says, don't forget that. To put that in. And then the end paper you can use as an actual map. Speedy's very hard to find on the end paper. I don't know if you guys can, I don't know, he's pretty tough. There's a big clue though if I tell you, remember in the very beginning she's writing the letter from the rooftop garden? That's a big clue to find Speedy on the end papers.
Yeah, he's right here.
Yes, you found him. Yes, he's very tiny. And he's also on the cover. The cover was actually done as a painting to benefit the Museum of American Folk Art.
Where is he?
He's there. He's on there. It was done, they had a party at FAO, and I moved the museum uptown here. They're really down on 53rd, but I moved them up here. And we have over 100 guests. I had a list of people to put in the painting. They're all in there. Oh, I think Mayor Cotton. What? You want to read new books? Okay, well, did anyone find Speedy real quick on the front cover?
No. No way.
It's pretty small. Oh, she found him.
Where?
Of course, you know where he is, right? I'm pointing to him. Did anyone see where my finger's pointing? Yep, there he is. That's right. And this is just the dummy from the My New York book. You can see how whenever I finished a painting, I would take a photograph of it and stick it in the book, and it made me have this big feeling of accomplishment. But it takes about, can anyone guess how, here's the one for the dinosaur. See the photographs they used for that one? See, I don't want to sit there and paint in the museum. What I like to do is take pictures and bring it back home and sit in the comfort of the studio. And you saw this one, the Intrepid, and this is the back. It takes about, can anyone figure out how many hours it took to do a book? Do all the paintings?
I think I know. 2,000 million?
2,000 million? You're close now.
2,000?
2,000. Yes, that's right. Now, I thought, well, if you're going to spend 2,000 hours on a project, on a book, you might as well do something that's fun, that your kids are going to enjoy. So this was a real tough research trip, this one. Real tough business trip to go and research this book. Yes, honey?
Get a children's book section.
Okay. And I lost an audience member.
What are
Yes.
the posters?
Oh, what are these? Oh, I'm glad you mentioned that. These are the press pages. A poster is something that you frame and put on the wall, right? But these are very special pages because these are printed on both sides. And they're all upside down and backwards, but they really make sense when you cut these pages and it's bound together in a book. They're printed so that you'll get the correct page on the other side when you turn the book. So these are press sheets. So after the printer prints this, then they're cut and they're bound and they're sewn together into the book. They're not exactly posters. But anyway, getting back to Disney. I thought, well, as long as I'm going to spend 2,000 hours on a book, it might as well be something fun. Yeah, there's Mickey. We did 10 days, 44 rolls of film, and 1 day underground going through the slide library. And this one, basically, we go through clockwise, and we have one fold up in the back. Has anyone been to Disney World here in Florida? Ah, we have one. Okay. This one is opposite the map. It shows, I always keep the one where the kids do their self-portraits.
Balloons of Mickey.
Yeah, you see, yeah, there's even Mickey balloons, that's right. So here's where
And when
Becky,
you just move that so it's sparkler.
yeah, that's because there's a little varnish on the painting. I hope it's not too glary that you can see it. There's Becky, Martin, and the pink, blue, and yellow blob is Alana on this one. And this shows them walking down Main Street at the end of the day. But in the beginning of the book, it's Meet Me. One family drives and the other family flies. Remember I said my brother got elevated to main character status? He's the family that flies, and we're the family that drive. And this is Becky packing in her room. Now notice the calendar. See how it's marked, put on June, and they X'd off the days, and then they circle June 15th? Well, that is, I use that date because it's Alana's birthday. But it also, I don't know how this happened, but Disney actually brought us down there to release the book in the park and Grand Marshal the parade on that day. And I told them, do you realize you're bringing us when the characters in the book go? And they put us up at the same hotel where the characters stay. Okay, so Alana had breakfast with Minnie, Grand Marshal the parade, and dinner with birthday cake with Mickey. What do you do for your next birthday?
How hard was it to get permission from Disney to do the book?
Well, they had seen the Johnny Appleseed book. The My New York was not out yet. And it took, well, actually, I walked in there. That's sort of a funny story because my mother sent me an article from the Wall Street Journal saying that Disney had opened a publishing company, because before that they farmed out their books to other companies. And so it was right here in New York, 5th Avenue and 16th Street. And so I took a big painting I had done of Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. I went and borrowed it back from a client and wrapped it up and took it over to Disney, sat in the lobby and just unwrapped it and waited because I didn't have an appointment and I didn't really know anybody there. And somebody walked through and said, oh, Liz Gordon ought to see that. And so I ended up seeing, she said, well, I have to catch a flight. You know, we only had like 10, 15 minutes to talk. But that was when we started doing the book. And then it took a few more years after that, really, to get it off the ground. And, but it was really a lot of fun. There are 50 oil paintings in that project. And you can see the kids did their self-portraits throughout the book. In this one, you can find them. But notice one thing, guys. In the very beginning, we have them loading the car. Look, can anyone find Speedy in this page?
You're only too far, so I can't see anything.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you see it? Yeah, he's walking out of the picture.
I see a dog.
Yeah, he's walking out of the picture because no cats allowed at the park. So Speedy goes with Kenzie, where she's gonna take care of him. And they drive down through Washington and they fly. You can see the various attractions: Pirates of the Caribbean, Splash Mountain, Haunted Mansion.
How did you get to Disney with that big hole in the road?
How do you get
On
to?
the road. I guess there was a picture that he was
Oh.
referring to. So.
Maybe it was Main Street. Oh, here's the Swiss Family Robinson Treehouse, Jungle Cruise. Here's Main Street. We have a lot of the, and then we have the Small World and Peter Pan's Flight and Dumbo, Mickey's Land, and then the new Tomorrowland. All my husband's relatives are on this page.
Why do you think they just put all those worlds and spaces on the wall?
Oh, you mean in that picture?
Yeah.
It makes a fun space ride. Here's Space Mountain in the background. They redid the whole Disney, the whole Tomorrowland, make it more futuristic. And then we have, of course, the fold-outs.
I
And
saw fireworks.
You did? Yeah, this is a fun one because I just went through my address book from A to Z, and I put all my friends in here. I mean, they may only be this tall, but everybody is in here that's in my address book just about, including the photographer who shot all the paintings. Bill Buckner is the guy with the ponytail right over here somewhere. And we have even Michael Eisner and his family are in there. Some of the Disney, my editor. And here the map is basically, you go through the park clockwise. It's very simple to actually use this as a guidebook. And then the end papers are supposed to be like a little photo album. Does anyone know where this one is?
In a cave.
Yeah, that's a cave. But do you know where it is?
Where?
This is on Tom Sawyer's Island. There's some wonderful caves there. And we have the funny gravestones and, oh, just Mickey's. Now they've built Minnie's house, so it's time to...
In the corner.
What was that? The one on the corner?
Yeah. That one.
This one here?
No, the other corner.
This one. Oh, this is Melvin the Moose.
No, on the
This
bottom.
one? This one?
No, on
This
the-
one. Oh, that's a Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. That should have had its own page, you know. That's so much fun. But we did Splash Mountain. And, there's a lot that you just can't put it all in one book. Oh, yes.
I have a guinea pig named Speedy.
You do? A guinea pig named Speedy? Oh, that's great. So we have the dummy for that one, too, if anyone wants to look at that. You can see all the different layers of text. It might start off handwritten, and then it got typed, and then there were Post-it notes stuck on there. And then Johnny Appleseed basically is, I used my husband as a model. And if these are the Lindbergh grandchildren on the last page here, with their dog and their mother, Ann Morrow Lindbergh. And we have, whoa, Speedy's on the porch. He just pops up every now and then. So that's all. Thank you for coming. I'll be happy to answer any questions or sign any books.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you very much for coming. Oh, you want that one signed? Okay. Let me just stack this up.
Do you have the Woody Guthrie songbook? Is that
Oh, this one? This one you can get from the archives, Nora. It's in the address is in the Woody Guthrie book. Yeah.
Here, we want to get the...
This one?
She signed that for you. I'm just going to return your book, okay? So I'll meet you in the children's.
Let me just grab my pen. I hope I wasn't too long.
No, wonderful.
Oh my gosh, I spoke an hour? I thought I was gonna do a half hour. Somebody should have stopped me. That was really running
I
off
can
at the
remember
mouth.
all your details.
So how would you like this one signed?
This one's to Pepperell.
Will you spell that for me?
P-E-P-P-E-E.
P-E-P-P.
R-R-E-L-L.
R-R-E-L-L. Oh, that's an interesting name.
So is Chapel getting a sticker sign?
Okay, here we go. Be sure you look for Speedy. Because you tell Pepperell is, there you go, to look for Speedy.
And then the Magic Kingdom.
Okay, let's see. Oh, let's see. I think
Courtney, this one's to
here we
you,
go.
okay? So
Oh.
Courtney, have that one signed to you.
Okay, Courtney, will you tell me how to spell your name? C-O-U-R-T-N-E-Y. There you go. Do you like the Magic Kingdom? Do you want to go there someday? It's, I always put dreams do come true on the bottom of this one because it was such a dream comes true going down there on that day. What a coincidence that was, really. Now, leave it open for just a moment so it doesn't smear, okay? It's a little wet.
To Jackson.
Jackson?
Yeah.
Okay. There we go.
He's in Salt Lake City and sings this song over and over and over again.
Oh.
5 years old.
Really? Well, that's perfect then, isn't it? To
He
get
doesn't
him
know all the
this.
verses, so I was glad to find them in there.
You know, we're going to have Nora come to Westport.
Is that so?
I live right above there. We're right near. That's where Westport is where we do our shopping, right? And we're going to have to get her over at the local gallery there. It'd be fun to get your book signed by Nora too.
Cutting, Hillary.
Okay, leave it open for a moment so it doesn't smear.
Okay, thanks so much.
Hi, this
Hi.
one's for Josh.
Josh. Okay, Josh.
Illustrations are marvelous.
Oh, thank you. It's all oil on canvas.
It's royal.
Yep.
Get a massive book.
That's for Josh.
Yeah, I've been doing this for 20 years. The children's books are a hobby.
Really?
Yes, they're a hobby. They're sort of taking over my life in a way.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hope you enjoy that.
Thank you. Do you want to put the date in?
Oh, yeah, sure. You want today's date? I just put the year. Some people.
Oh, okay. No,
What
that's
is
fine. I
today's
didn't see
date?
it. I didn't see it.
We'll do today. What is today's date? 26. 26. Right? Okay. Now, you be sure to look for Speedy, okay?
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Okay.
That we
Whoops,
have the
is
New
this
York
yours?
book. Yes, we have had it for years. I guess
Oh, really?
probably whenever you,
Came out in
When it came out.
93, I
because
think.
our book is
Stay here, buddy.
doesn't look like that anymore.
It's been
gone
used,
through
right?
This will be for Tommy, Patrick, and Diana.
Okay. Tommy. Okay. Tommy.
Patrick.
Patrick. I always ask because once I had Amy, A-I-M-E-E.
there's so many
Once I had
different-
Sue, S-I-O-U-X.
I know. There's so many different spellings now.
And what
And
was it?
Diana, just like
Just like
regular
Diana.
the princess.
Okay, that's right. There we go. Today's 26 September, 98.
Excuse me, cameras are rolling, sorry. Sorry.
There we go. Let that,
Dry off. And if you don't mind this one also.
let's see, there's the My New York right there.
Yeah, it's right in it. We'll have to go back and look at it in a
Yeah,
whole
look
different way.
There's certain names in that bookcase, editors and people like that. And is this one also
same.
the same?
Tommy, Patrick, and Diana.
Okay. I can remember that. Tommy, Patrick, and Diana. There. There we go. Today is 26 September, 98.
Thank
That's
you
really
very
gotta dry.
much. We'll let it dry.
Okay,
Thank you
you
so
for
much.
coming. Hi there. Is this for you?
Yeah.
Okay, what's your name?
Stacy, S-T-A-C-E-Y.
Okay. S-T-A-C-E-Y.
A-C-E-Y.
Stacy, okay. Do you sing this song at school? Yeah, I did.
Camp and school.
Oh, right, the Girl Scouts, right. And camp, Girl Scouts, right. There you go. Now let that dry for a moment.
And this one is to Hillary.
Is that H-I-L-L-A-R-Y?
No, it's just one L.
Oh, H-I-L-A-R-Y? Okay. I'll be happy to write happy birthday or Merry Christmas or special occasions also. Did you find Speedy in the title page? He's in there. There we go. There you go. Let that dry for a moment.
Okay, Matthew.
Here, Mommy.
Do you mind if you just looked at one of your dummy books?
Oh, sure. Which one you want to look at?
Disney you wanted to see.
Okay. Where is it? Is it under here? Oh, it's on my lap. Here you go. Take a look. Here, set it on here. Okay. Oh, you're going to do Johnny Appleseed. Okay. That's, here we go. And what's your name? M-A-T-H-E-W, or is it two T's? Two T's? Okay. Okay. What? You know what's funny about this one is that because I use my husband as the main character, and he goes to school and he reads the book for kindergartners, and they ask him, why are you wearing shoes? I mean, they look at the book, they look at him, they want him to show up barefoot. There you go. Leave that open for just a moment. Is this, is this yours?
This is for Matthew.
Okay. Oh, you're going to get this one too. Okay.
I'm going to say to that other girl, yet to never find Speedy here too.
You know, he might be in here somewhere. Speedy shows up at the funniest places.
That's, you mentioned the CD.